Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So, I've got a really exciting episode for you today. That's right, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is coming to Magic with this fantastic custom contest from the wonderful people over at Custom Dragon Highlander. Custom Dragon Highlander is a fantastic community with people dedicated to designing, interacting with, playing, and voting on custom cards. And if you want to join their awesome community, make sure you check out that link in the description below to their Discord. Also, a huge thank you to Alno for putting this contest together, and Sir Tiff for sending over the results. So now let's start things off with 10th place with Oblix the Tormentor from Alno, a 12/12 god that costs 9 blue, black, black. As initial cost to cast Obelisk, sacrifice 3 creatures. Obelisk can't be countered. Obelisk gets +10/+10 and has Shroud as long as it's the only creature on the battlefield, and sacrifice 2 creatures, destroy all creatures target opponent controls. And Alano had this to say about the design. Witness the might of an Egyptian god. What hope does your pitiful power 9 possibly have against Oblix the Tormentor? You may as well quit dueling now that I've summoned this divine beast. Now prepare for the ultimate attack. Oblix the Tormentor, go! Fist of Fate! Well, Alano, my goodness, is this a destructive force? A 12/12 for 12 that does have a high cost again with that mana and sacrificing creatures, but my goodness, can this be an absolute beast, taking out your opponent's creatures quite easily, and also, well, just being a one-shot KO that cannot be dealt with if it is the only creature on the battlefield, or should I say, it's going to be very hard to deal with it. So yeah, I absolutely love this design, a fantastic one. Thank you, Alano. But now let's move on to 9th place with the Rainbow Crystalizer from Thomas. And the Rainbow Crystallizer is a 5/5 legendary enchantment creature avatar that costs Wooburg and is indestructible. It also says, as long as you control less than 5 permanents with crystal counters on them, the Rainbow Crystallizer isn't a creature. If a non-enchantment creature you control would die, instead it becomes an enchantment and loses all abilities, put a crystal counter on it. Exile enchantment you control, target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X the number of permanents with crystal counters on them you control. The Rainbow Crystallizer is inspired by the Crystal Beasts, a group of monsters becoming useless magic card, the Yu-Gi-Oh card type upon death. The commander gives your creatures that effect and a payoff for having a lot of them. I will build it as a blink deck with creatures making tokens on ETBs in ways to kill them to pump up your attackers. Well, Thomas, I definitely think this is a very cool design and with a very interesting deck that can be built around it. You can do a lot of very exciting things, and yeah, the Rainbow Crystallizer is quite unique. Thank you again, Thomas, for your fantastic design. Moving on, in 8th place, we've got Keys to Kill and Lilla Evil Twins by Shosh Bear. This commander is a 4/4 demon rogue with flying that costs 3 blue red and says they get ++1 for each permanent you control but don't own. Whenever you gain control of a permanent opponent controls, create a treasure token and draw a card. And Shosh Bear had this to say about the design. Kiss to Kill and Lilla Evil Twins is more based on the two characters' lore or being cat burglars by night, rather than Yu-Gi-Oh! Card design, as making a one-to-one recreation of the pair would be boring to make and play. Their creature type of Demon Rogue is the closest I could get to Fiend type, as Fiends are demonic in nature and are pretty tricky like a rogue. Their first ability is much like their Yu-Gi-Oh! Counterpart of buffing them on condition, except with a magic twist to it. The second ability I want to reflect on their theft nature and them getting paid for stealing things for people. If I were to create a Keys to Kill and Lilla deck, I would create a Theft Storm deck of all instant sorceries that are cheap and can steal to create treasures and draw many cards that include cards that add me even more mana like Bergi, the new Urbrask, Zorn, and Stormkill Artist. After stealing the world, I would punch face with these stolen creatures, and my commander for commander damage. I might also include maybe a couple sack outlets for mana, and to kill these stolen creatures, just to be even more mean. Well, Shashbear, yeah, this is quite the potent commander and one that would be really exciting. I love the design, I love the deck idea, and I very much fear playing against it. So again, thank you so much, Shashbear, for your great design. But now let's move on to 7th place with Seto Kaiba from HH Deception. Seto Kaiba is a legendary planeswalker that can be your commander that starts off with 8 starting loyalty and costs 5 white, blue, black. When Seto Kaiba enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control fewer than 3 dragons, you may create an 8/8 white and blue dragon creature token named Blue Eyes White Dragon. It has Flying, Vigilance, Trample, and Ward 2. It has -2 white lightning attack, tap an untapped dragon you control. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent, and -3 Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards. And HH Deception had this to say about the card. Name a more iconic pairing than Seto Kaiba and his 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. If you manage to pay his cost, he'll make an impact immediately by summoning a Blue Eyes and either destroying a permanent or refilling your hand. Whether helming a dragon beatdown or topping off an Esper Control Shell, Kaiba will prove your opponents are 3rd-rate planeswalkers with 4th-rate decks. Well, HH Deception, I definitely agree. So incredibly iconic, and yeah, that is a high cost, but with a massive impact. My goodness. 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. What's not to love about that? Destroying things, drawing cards. Yeah, this is powerful. Yeah, this is fantastic. And congratulations again on your 7th place finish. Next up, though, let's move on to 6th place with Cersei, Ghostly Trickster from Lo Choi. Cersei is a 3/2 human warlock for black, green, blue that says cards you own with Morph or Megamorph that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Whenever you cast a face down spell during an opponent's turn, you may turn target permanent face down. If it doesn't have Morph or Megamorph, it gains Morph 3. Otherwise, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. It's a 2/2 creature. And Lo Choi had this to say about the design. Cersei is inspired by the Ghost Trick monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Represented with Morph Megamorph on the card. It plays as an instant speed control deck, having mana open at all times to control your opponent's board state or gain value from Morph creatures by flipping them up and down and drawing cards in the process. It plays similarly to other Sultai Morph commanders, but is far more focused on repeated value of a single creature rather than a wide board of morphs. Well, Lo Choi, you definitely knocked this design out of the park. I absolutely would be excited to build a deck around this one. Morph, Megamorph, Flash Speed. Yeah, that is exciting. And yeah, turning permanents face down at Flash Speed sounds like a lot of fun. Or, you know, just drawing cards is nice too. There are a lot of exciting things that you can do with this commander. And again, a great design overall. Congratulations again, Lo Choi, on your 6th place finish. Moving on, we've got 5th place with House Dragon Maid by Adwins. House Dragon Maid is a 3/2 for 2 red, white, black human citizen that says pay 1 red, white, black, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of dragons you control from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, activate only once each turn. And sacrifice a dragon and other creatures with total mana value 10 or more, tap, transform House Dragon Maid, activate only as a sorcery. And then on the backside, we've got Dragon Maid Shiu, a 7/6 dragon with flying that says, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, put a dragon creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. And then when Dragon Maid Shiu becomes the target of a spell your opponent controls, you may pay 1 red, white, black. If you do, exile it, then return to the battlefield tapped. And here's what Adwins had to say about the design. Dragon Maids in Yu-Gi-Oh! Really like to loop themselves from the graveyard in hand, so I turn their leader, Shiu, into a Dragon Rain Manor commander. This is a mid-range commander that wants to fill up the grave, especially with dragons, and build a board to transform, then get dragons into play for free each turn. If your opponents try to get rid of her, you can pay the 4 mana to essentially flip her back to human form, and now because of all the discards, you probably have even more dragons in play and even more creatures to reanimate with House Dragon Maid's first ability. So your opponents have to choose between dealing with value from reanimating or getting beaten in the face by a bunch of dragons. Well, Adwins, if I was the opponent, yeah, neither would be a great option. And yeah, this is a very powerful, very awesome commander that I can see a lot of dragon players being really excited about. I like the dual nature and dual threat of this design, a fantastic card, and again, congratulations on your 5th place finish and wins. But now we're going to be moving on to 4th place with Wing Koribo by Boras. Wing Koribo is a 2/1 fairy beast with flash and flying that costs green, white, blue. When Wing Koribo dies, choose 1, add green, white, blue, spend this mana like cast creature spells not named Wing Koribo, prevent all damage to be dealt this turn by the 2 target sources of your choice, and if 7 or more mana was spent to cast this spell, it enters the battlefield transformed. It transforms into Wing Koribo level 10, a 3/2 fairy beast god with flying that says, sacrifice Wing Koribo level 10, each attacking creature deals damage equal to twice its power to its controller, then destroy all attacking creatures. And X Simic White, sacrifice a fairy beast, search your life for a creature with mana value X, put on the battlefield, then shuffle. And Boras had this say about the design. Koribo is a classic card from both the game and the anime. I want to capture its sacrificial nature in the game using various elements of the Koribo archetype. Koribo cards can summon other creatures, prevent damage, and eventually flip into powerful monsters that win the game. While Flash is no replacement for the face-down nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters, it still keeps a bit of that element of surprise, and what's not usual for Commander, you want that Commander tax for that powerful payoff. Fill the deck with fantastic fairies and beasts, and go to town. Well, Boras, yeah, this is a really cool design. I definitely remember Koribo, and yeah, I love the concept of having to build up more and more and more sacrifices to actually be able to even flip this over, and when you do, yeah, you've got a heavy hitting commander on the back as well. Fairy Beast Tribal is a really cool combination. I think there's some really exciting things that you can do with this one, and yeah, a very, very cool concept for a commander. Congratulations again on your 4th place finish, Boras. But now let's move on to 3rd place with Lich the Golden Lord by Ty L. And Lich the Golden Lord is a 5/8 Elder Zombie Wizard for 5 white, blue, black that says, when it enters the battlefield from a graveyard, you may cast a zombie creature spell from your hand up, paying its mana cost. If you do, it gets ++1 and gains hexproof until the end of your next turn. And by sacrificing this and another zombie, destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls, and it's got unearth, white, blue, black, sacrifice a zombie. Tyel had this to say about the design. The Lich archetype is one of the most notorious archetypes in the past few years of meta and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I figured who'd be better to make a sick commander boss monster than the Golden Boy himself. Well, Tyel, this is a really cool concept. I love the idea of getting extra value out of getting this out of your graveyard. I mean, yeah, zombie, tribal, graveyard shenanigans, what's not to love about that? And being able to have a powerful sacrifice effect on top of that, yeah, that can be quite brutal, it can be quite effective, and it can be quite fun to build around. So again, Tyel, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. But now it's time for us to move on to 2nd place with Mana Dark Magician Girl from Kit Mesu. Mana is a 1/1 human wizard for 1 blue, black, red that says it gets ++1 for each wizard card you own in exile and in your graveyard, and by paying 2 and tapping it, exile a wizard from your graveyard, mill 5 cards. You may put an instant sorcery card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If its mana value is less than or equal to the exiled card's mana value, you may cast that spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. And Kit Mesu had this to say about the design. Dark Magician Girl is my wife's favorite monster from Yu-Gi-Oh!, so I just had to make it. Since she is an apprentice with a promise made to become a great magician, I wanted her to grow more powerful from learning from those who came before her. Much like her original card, except she can even learn a spell or two from them. I could see her leading Graveyard, Wizard Tribal, or Spellslinger decks. Well, Kit Mesu, I think this is a really cool concept. I mean, yeah, getting more and more powerful by getting your wizards into exile or your graveyard, that's cool. And the concept of, hey, yeah, learn from them. When you do exile your wizards, you get to mill and get spells and potentially even cast them for free. Yeah, Graveyard, Wizard Tribals, Spellslinger decks are going to love this commander. So, Kimetsu, again, a great design, and again, congratulations on your 2nd place finish. And now, coming in at 1st place, we've got Yanagarasu by Nahiddles. Yanagarasu is a 2/1 bird spirit with no cost in dash white, blue, black. So again, a dash cost means you can cast it for its dash cost. If you do, it gains haste since return from the battlefield to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. And whenever Yatagarasu deals combat damage to a player, that player skips their next draw step. And here's what Nihil's had to say about the design. This is Yatagarasu the Menace. I tried replicating it to a T to the original card. Personally, I would build this as a hit and run strategy, where you get your commander in, pump it up Voltron style, hopefully kill an opponent, or just make them skip their draw step and get your commander back in your hand for a repeat. Well, Nihils, this is an awesome design. I absolutely love having a commander that does not have a cost, but you can cast for a dash cost as well. A great way to get around that and to force that dash, and yeah, what a powerful dash that can be. When it hits a player, making them skip their draw step, that can be brutal, effective, and, well, efficient. I can see a deck built around this commander being built in a couple of different ways, and yeah, Esper, I think, are the perfect colors for it. A fantastic design, and yeah, a really cool card. So again, Hiddles, congratulations on your first place finish. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode and these awesome cards. Again, if you are interested in joining the fantastic Discord community for Custom Dragon Highlander, make sure you check out that Discord link in the description below. And again, a huge thank you to Alno for putting on this contest and to Sir Tiff for sending over the results. So comment below with your thoughts on this one, and as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support.